all of us should be pretty pissed off that our own government wants to destroy our communities. It's really that simple. There's about 420 houses in the R2A zoning section here, which I helped to write, the R2A. Okay, that's the single family zoning. It's about 420. About 50 of those are two-family homes. The rest of them are one-family homes. Just the transit-oriented development, and this is just the conservative view of this, meaning large lots, meaning 5,000 square feet or more, which is not a large lot. That's 6,000 square feet. That's 5,000 square feet. That's 5,300 square feet. These 3 buildings alone would generate 12 units, 10 units, 11 units. Just these 3 buildings at this corner. And all of the 84 properties that would be as of right, that's on narrow streets like this one, it's any property within 100 feet of a corner, not just a corner. So it takes in that property, and it takes in these properties, and those properties, and every property on a wide street. That's Corporal Kennedy. That's the Clearview Expressway. Lots of other streets. Every single one of those properties, that'll generate a minimum of 900 units as of right. So it's a doubling of the number of units that are in this community. That's just from the transit-oriented development. Then we bring in the ADUs. Conservatively, let's say each house gets 1 ADU. So now you've developed the 84 properties that can be done as of right. You've got another 350 of them that can have ADUs. So now you're talking about a 300% increase. All parking requirements will be eliminated. And by the way, if you're in Bay Terrace, like my friend Warren, well, they can develop all the garden spaces in the middle of not just the churches and the synagogues, but any campus will be allowed to have new apartment buildings. This proposal is an extinction event for our communities. And the fact is, and again, I'm not a politician, so I'm not gonna mince words, and I'm glad that a lot of you have not. Despicable is a perfect word, by the way. This plan was designed by developers for developers. Period. There's nothing else to say about this. And the fact is, how many of you were on the hearing, the City Planning Commission hearing on July 10th? Raise your hands. Okay, a good number of you. The 15-hour hearing. How did Dan Garodnick treat the people who were opposed? Dismissive. That dismissively was generous. Insulting. This is not the way you run a professional agency. You do not come forward and lecture to people and tell them, you need this. We know what we need. We need our communities protected, preserved. We have built in growth into all of the zoning that we did. I should know because I'm the one who designed most of them, okay? Northern Boulevard, we were talking about that. Paul was talking about that. R6B, I did a quick study of that 2 days ago. There's at least 1,500 units that could be built on Northern Boulevard tomorrow. This is on what we call soft spots, like the Bayside Diner, for example, right? Or the Starbucks, right? These are soft spots where they could just buy the property and build an apartment building. The point is we built in those areas for growth to protect what we have outside of that. And we made those decisions, and that's including in Laurelton and Addisley Park and Rockaway and in the Bronx and Brooklyn and Staten Island and all the other communities that I've been reaching out to, and all of you should be reaching out to your friends. I will say one more thing, and Warren said it best. We will be watching every single council person. We will be watching the mayor. We will be watching the borough president and whoever's running against him for daring to vote against 12 out of 14 community boards who voted against this. 12 out of 14. And other news agencies, including the Chronicle, have gone after the borough president for doing this. There is no reason for him to be supporting something that his own communities are opposed to. That's not very smart as a politician. So on that, you know where I stand. Go forth and conquer. Let's kill this thing. Thank you.